Brown's Joe Flacco caught in rare mentorship moment with Shedeur Sanders. During the Cincinnati Bengals minicamp, veteran quarterback Joe Flacco was seen giving rookie Shedeur Sanders some pointers, something some may not have expected after Flacco's earlier statement about mentorship. Joe Flacco made it clear that it's not his job to be a mentor to his fellow quarterback teammates. The 40-year-old free agent rejoined the Cleveland Browns this offseason and entered an intriguing competition for the starting job with former prodigy Kenny Pickett and rookies Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. "I tend to try to be honest, and I've said, I'm not a mentor. I play football," Flacco said. "It's not necessarily my job to make sure teammates listen to me. Hey, hopefully you have a really good relationship with the guys that are in the room, and you naturally want to do that." It appears, however, the Flacco may be coming around to offering some advice to his young peers. At Brown's minicamp, a reporter caught a glimpse of what looks like Flacco giving Sanders some pointers during practice. Turns out it was in fact a teaching moment. Shedeur gave context to the interaction during his latest meeting with the media. "How to get through the reads quicker and those type of things," Sanders said about what Flacco was telling him. "I asked him, hey, let me know what you think, what I need to do. He's seen and he's played it. He's a pro. I'd be dumb. I'd be a fool to not get insight from somebody that has success over all the years that he has." The Browns' starting QB position remains a toss-up as the team breaks up before training camp. Once they reconvene, the battle will intensify. So at this stage, Flacco may be letting his guard down and realizing the mentorship position he is naturally in as an experienced player surrounded by rookies. But according to his past remarks, Flacco was stern about his drive to play. We don't expect that has changed. "I see myself as a guy who can play in this league. So if your main focus was just, hey, bud, I'm going to get you ready, you're just not taking care of business," he said earlier this offseason. That business now seems a little more collaborative after this interaction with Shedeur, who added that he will continue pursuing knowledge from the Super Bowl MVP Flacco. "Every day there's room for improvement in a lot of different areas in my game," Sanders said. "I would say I'm always hungry. There's a lot of aspects in football that you could get better at. It's knowing the plays, it's physical, it's throwing. You could always get more precise with more things. I feel like I put in my day's work, but I know I'm far from where I want to be. It will be interesting to see this relationship develop in training camp as the two compete for a spot in the starting lineup." There are moments in sports when time seems to fold in on itself, when past, present, and future align in one unexpected gesture. That's exactly what happened on a quiet afternoon at Cleveland Browns minicamp, where a seasoned veteran and a rising star shared more than just a football. Joe Flacco, 39, a former Super Bowl MVP and once the face of a franchise, isn't new to leading locker rooms. But even Flacco, stoic, seasoned, and mostly reserved, was caught in a rare moment of vulnerability and mentorship when he pulled rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders aside during drills. Cameras weren't rolling. Reporters had already begun packing up. But those still lingering witnessed a scene that will be talked about for seasons to come. The Browns' quarterback room is packed with intrigue. Shedeur Sanders, son of Hall of Famer Deion Coach Prime Sanders, entered the NFL with high expectations, a big arm, and an even bigger chip on his shoulder. While most of the spotlight has hovered over the QB competition between Kenny Pickett and Sanders, Flacco has stayed on the sidelines, quietly watching, quietly preparing, quietly waiting until now. It started as a routine throwing drill, Sanders slinging tight spirals into the corner of the end zone, testing timing with his receivers. His energy was unmistakable, confident footwork, laser precision, a smirk that screamed swagger. But then came a series of miscues, overthrows, timing disruptions, a visible frustration beginning to cloud his composure. Joe Flacco noticed, and instead of stepping back, as many expected, he walked forward toward Shedeur. No one knows exactly what he said at first. It was just Flacco placing a firm hand on Shedeur's shoulder, nodding slightly and gesturing to the sideline. The two quarterbacks, one at the tail end of his storied career, the other at the doorstep of his future, sat on a bench and began talking, not shouting, not coaching in the traditional sense, talking as men. as competitors, as quarterbacks in the sacred fraternity of the game.